Okay, it's a full house here. Seated with me are representatives of the Teens Career Fair, which is a pre-university career counseling session for parents and teenagers to meet with expert counselors from the UK, USA, Canada and Ireland. We have Bolanle Obadino, who is the country manager, University of Hertfordshire in the UK, Victoria Kimoto, the Africa representative of St. George's University, Grenada, and Farouk Oyebanjo, who is the counselor, degreesandcareers.com. Did I get all of that right? Yes. Even though I'm not very sure of the names, but we'll get to know each other, right? Sure, okay, so the Teens Career Fair and all about, what is it all about?
As you mentioned earlier, it's a pre-university career fair where parents and teenagers come to meet with counselors from international universities to learn about the different careers and the destinations they can go to study those careers. The event is structured towards the parents mostly, because we find out that the parents are the ones that are highly influential towards the career those kids end up studying. So we invite the parents and the teenagers to come to meet with these counselors to talk about a range of things, from the skills needed for those careers, the courses, the subjects they need to take. You know, they're teenagers direct from secondary school, the kind of courses they need to take, their learning strengths, the requirements, the capabilities they need to succeed in those career areas.
Okay, now I know, I'll put this to all of you. I know that, yes, the parents are responsible to a very large extent, but at what percentage shouldn't the child, as at that point, know exactly what he or she is going to do or study in school?
Exactly why we're having the careers fair, because basically that's why we call it the Teens Career Fair.
Okay, now, so there's more emphasis on teens.
On teens.
Yes.
So they come in and then they talk to us about what they actually want to do with their lives in future, and then we try to guide them, you know, towards what they're supposed to do. So someone comes to me and say, oh, I like to buy and sell, so I want to do it. I want to be an entrepreneur. So we say to them, okay, this is the kind of course that's geared towards you being an entrepreneur. Wow. And that way, they know what they have to do from onset when they get to the university. So it's like preparing them to know how best to suit what they want to do.
What they want to do.
Yes.
Okay, I want to say something.
When it comes to special programs like medicine,
okay.
You do have to score certain points to even get in. So if I meet a teen who is, before they sit the WAEC exams or when they're near 3, at least then they have a chance to get their 85% and above in their chemistry, biology. But if we meet them... Is that the
minimum requirement for medicine?
For medicine, especially in our school, you do have to have high marks. Mainly because we are top school. We are the #1 provider of doctors in the US.
Wow.
And we are based in the Caribbean, which is an amazing place to study, but they hardly get time to go to the beach.
What's the school again? What's the school?
It's called St. George's University in Grenada.
Right. In Grenada, okay.
In Grenada. Okay. And for Nigerian students, one of the best things is they can end up working in the US as doctors. Because they do their last 2 years of clinicals, which you call internship in Nigeria, in the US or the UK. Wow. And when they finish, we are one of those schools that manages to get them into residency programs. If you want to practice as an international doctor in the US, you have to get into a residency program.
Okay, so now let's talk about the itinerary of the career fair. When is it starting? How does it go? How do people how do they get to be a part of it? Do they have to register? What do they have to do?
Oh, they have no need to register. It's a free event, actually. But the way it's structured is such that we have different counselors for different career paths. So we have a STEM counselor, which is the science, technology, engineering, and math. We have a medicine counselor, which she is.
Okay, you're a medicine counselor, are you?
We have a business counselor.
Business?
Yes.
Medicine business. This is quite interesting.
We have humanities, and then we have the creatives as well, for those that want to go into fashion, music, arts, and the likes. So she is for business, and then she'll be handling everything from entrepreneurship.
You know, growing up for me, you would have been a very, very recommended counselor, and probably you also, but now you said something about business and, fashion and all of that. Yes. I mean, if I told my dad I want to do fashion, like, so all the money I spent for you. Okay, but let's talk about those other career paths that are not so, how do I put it now? Maybe they're not so the popular ones or the ones
Thank you for bringing that up.
Let's talk about those ones.
Ideally, the big 5 populars, doctor, engineer, lawyer, and the likes. But there are courses springing up from robotic engineering to coding to creative industry. There are tons of 21st century courses that parents are not aware of. That's why we also want them to come. if your teens are not around, come and represent them. Learn about all these courses. The 21st century career courses is not just about the reward, you know, that lies in there. It's also about the fulfillment for those students as well. I mean, this is what they want for their lives. So the parents need to understand
when would it start? When would it?
Okay, the event started yesterday, 2 days ago, on Saturday at the Sheraton Hotel in Ikeja. And we're having another one today at the Echo Hotel from 12 to 5. Then we're having in Abuja as well at Transcorp Hilton Hotel from 12 to 5 as well. Then we're having the final one in Port Harcourt at Le Méridien of Ogeyi Place.
You're around the whole country. Yes. Wonderful. Now, for business, I just want to, what kind of words would you give to a teen who wants to do business to help that person, prepare the person for the challenges that will lie ahead? Okay,
so basically what I say to them is the courses they do really will guard them. So I say to them, do courses in the commercial courses. So I say to them, do business, do economics, do accounting, do commerce. Depending on what the student wants to do. Some student might want to do accounting. I got lots of students saying to me they want to do accounting. And then, of course, I made them understand that it's very, very important that you study hard. Which is that's the core. You need to be able to study hard to be able to get to where you want to go to. So when they study hard, they get into the system. So when they do this kind of courses, like for my school tech, for instance, most of our business courses have the placement here. So it allows them, you know, not only just to learn, but also to be able to work in the industry so that they'll have like a bit of experience. Now, what I say to them is, even before they get into the university, take for instance, they're just writing WAEC, or they've written WAEC, and then they're waiting for admissions. I tell them, you need to start working. You need to start doing something yourself. Do you understand? Oh, some people say, oh, I make beads, I sell beads. This is business. But then I said to them, it's not just about you doing business, but you need to know the monetary part of the business, the idea part of the business, to be able to achieve a goal.
Okay. So, yeah. I would spend all the time talking to people very fast. Let's just round up. So what would you tell for medicine? I know that high scores is minimal. Yeah. What else would you tell them?
When it comes to becoming a doctor, and we do note that the child would want to work in a hospital, so we do give them options. Because sometimes I do get students who don't have that 85%. And it doesn't mean they can't work in a hospital. There's so many other things you can do. You can be a physiotherapist. You can be a health system manager. You can do business in health. So there are so many options that for me, when I meet the Nigerian student, I want them to know that they can still work in a hospital.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is just a tip of the iceberg. There's so much more you guys have to offer. You'd have to attend the fair. It's free, right?
Yeah, absolutely free.
You don't have to register.
You don't have to register.
Make
you don't
your
have
way
to
pay. Echo Hotel today.
Echo Hotel today by 12.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. It was great having you guys and wishing you the best.
Thank you for having us.
All right.